Hey, Bridget.
Hey, Mike.
Another week, another topic.
Yeah.
So, another question that pops up seemingly to be common is window replacement and window repair. How do you decide when to do this? What do facilities guys go through in making these decisions? The basic question is, when do you replace a window?
Right. Question to ask. And, it depends on a couple of different things. First thing you're going to want to check is, of course, the structural integrity of the frame. How are the frames, the window frames? Are they in good condition? Are they starting to separate? Are they warped? So that's probably the number one thing you want to look at. Also, of course, looking at the age of the window system. How old is it? Is it over 25 years old? Is it over 40 years old versus the actual condition of it as well? So that's another thing to look at. If you're having failures on the windows, you're going to want to look at the type of failure. Is it a hardware failure? Is it seals? Is it glazing? Or is it frame damage? So a lot of that can determine, whether or not it needs to be replaced or just repaired. If it's a hardware issue, of course, you're going to want to upgrade hardware if it's available. Some of the older windows that we see, like some of the projections, some of that hardware isn't available anymore if it's got pressure shoes in it. Some of those can be converted to 4-bar hinges. Some of them cannot. So just taking all of that into effect, and then also looking at the frequency of the issues that you have. Is it isolated, or is it something that's occurring frequently? And then also looking at your safety and code compliance. Like, are your rescue windows, is the opening where it needs to be? Do you have enough of an opening there? Is there enough space for it to act as an egress? So all of those should be a factor in determining whether you want to replace or repair.
Yeah, doing a little research deeper into this, the life of windows, but also just from our experience, it's insane on how long these things can last. And you're talking about the frames, glass can last a pretty long time as well. But like you said, the hardware can go and it will go. And we always make the connection between maintenance on your car. You got to do oil changes. You got to rotate your tires. Hoses are going to go bad. You replace them, and then your car. You don't throw out your car because your oil needs to be changed. And it's the same idea. But yeah, some of these windows can last extremely long. Whether they're aluminum or steel windows. But can you talk on how you can extend the life of these windows even further?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a couple of different things also to take into account when you're speaking on that. So maintenance, that's one thing that has to be, done, should be done yearly. Going around checking the windows. I know we've touched on that topic before. Having someone go through, just taking a look, seeing what may be damaged, what may be missing, what may be broken, and getting those repaired right away definitely will prevent larger problems in the future. So balances that are starting to fail, windows that are hard to open, hard to close, windows that are falling down, those are just hardware issues that are pretty cost effective and make a big difference in making sure the windows are operational in the way that they should be. Like the frames of the windows, they're designed to last for a long time. When you talk about aluminum window frames, you're talking about 40 to 60 plus years. They tend to outlast a lot of time the building system. The components that are going to fail on those, are going to be hardware, possibly glass. Some of the glass, they'll put exterior panels that are like a polycarbonate, which tend to discolor over time. Mm-hmm. So what I call like that fishbowl look where you can barely see through. Mm-hmm. In that case, you can replace those. You can replace that, and that's still going to be a lot more cost effective than replacing the entire window or window system. So if you've got an older single pane system, you're going to want to replace the window. You're going to want to get an insulated glass in there. And single pane frames are not designed to accommodate dual pane. The glass is going to be too thick, so you're going to have to upgrade the window frames at that time and get new window systems in. But with budgets always being tight, doing routine maintenance, targeting different types of repair, it's going to result in a fraction of the cost of what new windows would be, certainly.
Yeah, and that's a great point. The single pane pieces of glass in some of these older buildings, there really isn't any options.
Yes.
Unless you literally have it build out a different sash to accommodate an insulated piece of glass.
Right.
And that's going to cost probably close to the same as a new window. So yeah, obviously that's out of the question. But
doing targeted repair versus like a full replacement, there's a lot less disruption that goes on in the classroom, especially if it's when school is in session. You want to be able to have crew come in that can do it after hours, and then the teacher can come into the classroom the next morning and teach your class. So a lot of different factors to consider there, but definitely doing repairs versus replacement is going to result in, less disruption, definitely faster turnaround time, and of course the cost is going to be a lot less cost as well.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do the window replacement typically in the summertime when school's out and coordinating that. It's been done for decades, so these guys, they know how to do it, but it's not without a hassle, and that is definitely something to keep in mind.
Right.
Sustainability is a huge key word here that everybody's throwing around, and that can go from materials used, recycling,
right,
recycling windows, recycling the metal, using sustainable products, hardware. How do you think schools take this? Do they take it serious? How does repair factor into the environmental side of this?
Okay. Well, repair, actually, different state grants out there that will help with costs on projects like that as well, just because of the sustainability factor in repairing and reusing as opposed to replacing. You can definitely meet sustainability goals easier without doing a full replacement. And then again, it's just all those different factors that you have to look at. You're going to save on landfill waste if you don't do full replacements, if you do repair. And of course, with the grant and funding considerations in there, it could be a very cost-effective avenue for the school to take or the district to take doing repairs. It's just, again, that's something you're going to have to look at. You're going to have to look at the systems that are there. And, I see a lot of facility directors. I see even a lot of architects that go into it thinking that, okay, we're going to do full replacement. This is going to solve our problem. We get complaints nonstop. And in 4 or 5 years, they're dealing with the exact same issue after spending millions of dollars on these full replacements. And there could be factors to that. So windows that were installed may have a lower class balance if we're talking on double hung windows. So the hardware is no better than what was in there, and it's given out in 4 or 5 years. And when you're looking at the warranties that come with the new windows, they don't cover hardware. There may be a 1-year warranty, if even that, on the hardware, but the warranty is for the frame, the window frame itself. It's not going to cover the hardware. So you're still back to square one with operational issues in your windows.
Yeah, the warranty, each manufacturer would have to speak for what they do. But yeah, I think with our install of our kit, obviously we're very biased, but we have such a high warranty on ours because it just doesn't fail.
Right.
And when it does, it's typically some significant environmental reason, whether it's somebody being extremely violent to it or somebody had maybe removed an item.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And honestly, I don't even think we're being biased. We've been doing it for 35 years at work. Yeah. We've seen time and time again. We've seen, and the reason that kit was designed, the reason that system is in place is because it works.
Yeah. I know we kind of touched on this a little bit already. When does replacement become the right choice?
Right.
We talked about the glass and frame sizes and et cetera. Is there anything else?
Yeah, definitely the frames are going to be the number one thing to look at in whether a replacement is needed. If it's single pane and it only accommodates single pane, you want new windows. I would say some of the scenarios that I've seen walking into a school before, I know there's a school out on Long Island in Sussex County, and they had these huge slider windows, gigantic slider windows, and they were very difficult to open and close.
Yeah.
And they wanted to get the rollers replaced, that type of thing. But even with new rollers, they were still very difficult. And what we found was the top part of the frame itself was bowed. These windows were so large, and when they were installed, they really were not anchored properly. And so it caused that bowing there in the top. And there's over time, it's completely warped there's not anything I can do to fix it as much as I would. It needs to be replaced. It needs to be installed properly. So something like that. I would say another thing with the windows, sometimes when they're not installed and they're not anchored properly, you do get some flex there, which is going to cause interlocking issues. Minor interlocking issues we can certainly correct while we're on site, but for some of the more extreme ones where the fascias are so warped or twisted, there's not a lot that can be done to rectify that without a replacement as well. If it's like an ESCO project where there's major building envelope repair taking place, it really just depends. How bad is the flashing? How far apart do they have to take that building envelope? Would it make sense to go ahead and put windows in at that time? All of that can play a factor as well.
Yeah, definitely. The envelope can cause these issues. And also, like new architecture and automation, if these facilities guys are looking to update the rooms with newer technology, the windows don't change that much over 100 years.
Right.
But automation has come around and has been something new that you can get automated windows, or you can get a system that goes on to the existing ones. To me, that's interesting and exciting, new things that have been happening. Yeah, I think something to give facilities managers as a checklist. I think you started off preventative maintenance, or can you recap what those suggestions might be?
Yeah, absolutely. So, number one, I would say inspect before assuming automatic replacement. Work with your architect. Have possibly an AIT done, an architectural inspection program, where you have someone come through, look at the windows, identify the problems, and then make informed decisions off of that. You want to separate the frame conditions from the component failures, or that if you're doing a replacement, it's because there is frame issues as opposed to just hardware issues. And you can ask for repair options when you have those assessments done. When you have someone walk through, when you have an architect look at it, they can offer different options for you at that time as well. You also want to consider, of course, your long-term operational costs. Is repairing versus replacement, what is that going to save you in the long run? We spoke about that on some of our previous topics, and that's something very important to consider. So if you are going to go with replacements, are you going to have specified hardware in those new windows? I would highly recommend it. I highly recommend putting in a Class 5 or Class 6 balance on a double-hung window to prevent hardware failure in 2 to 3 years with your. So all of that's something to consider and look at before automatically assuming new ones.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we can try to wrap this up here. Any thoughts specifically for facilities people watching this and trying to pull information out of this?
Right. Well, it's just something that you can have a conversation about. As a facility director, your job is not easy. And when you're looking at saving money for the district, repair versus replacement, that's something you can show your taxpayers, your stewardship on and your goals in saving money for the district instead of just automatically spending the millions of dollars that it would take to do a full replacement. So just all of those different things, I think, should play a role in making those decisions.
Yeah, it's just like corporate responsibility. There's just a normal human responsibility on what you're doing, and we take that seriously here. And we want questions from people. We want input from facilities people. So if they are coming up with questions, let us know. They can chime in. But I don't know if this is a topic that probably comes up in board meetings too with facilities guys, whether you're to replace or repair. There's a place for both when the time is right. And hopefully we can make those decisions easier to come by. And if you're trying to get the board or your boss to do a repair, we can have to put information together and make this a much easier, seamless process because we know how difficult purchasing is, but to get something through purchasing.
Exactly. And we work closely with a lot of the architectural firms as well. A lot of them have reached out to us asking for input. We've done mock-ups. We've done those third-party air infiltration tests just so that they have the information needed to make those informed decisions as well. But that's something that definitely we should be having conversations about.